The recent WikiLeaks dump of purported CIA hacking tools should be a wake-up call to us all, but especially those who work in government, corporations, nonprofits, and media outlets. And hiring cybersecurity professionals is no longer enough to protect you. Joining us now to discuss is WSJ Keywords columnist Christopher Mims. Hi, Chris. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So, Chris, why are these latest threats to our cybersecurity different than how we've understood them in the past?
The bottom line is, it's always been the case that if you're a really high-value target, you're a CEO, you're in government, et cetera, if hackers really want to get to you, they will. And nowadays, we have more sensors around us and more things with computers in them than ever. So that means more things are hackable, and there are more ways to spy on us than ever. So you're talking about microphones in your mobile devices and in your personal assistants, cameras everywhere, pinpoint accurate geolocation systems in our phones and elsewhere.
It's not so much about the weaknesses in the systems of the devices that we use, it's about the devices themselves, it seems.
Yeah, so it's important to make a distinction here. I mean, WikiLeaks, I think, their releases are always political, and they were trying to convince the world, I think, that certain services are not secure. That's not true. Encryption is better than ever. If you're the everyday person, you're probably safer than ever. The problem is if you're a really high-value target now, because any system can be breached, and because it's our devices that end up being compromised by these tools that the CIA is using. That's what makes high-value targets more vulnerable.
And you make the point that if somebody can hack into your device using information that you've used on your personal websites, you're using that same device to access your work stuff. So once they're in your phone, they can just cross over to your business world.
Right. So the commingling of our work and personal lives is a huge security liability. Often it's the case that people's accounts get hacked because they are reusing a password between a personal account and a corporate one, or maybe their device, they're a victim of a phishing attack, which is where you get an email and then you click on a link, and that could be coming to your personal email, but then it compromises the device that's connected to all of your work accounts. So we have, what hackers call a larger attack surface than ever. We have more vulnerabilities, more ways to get at us than ever.
Mm-hmm. And I think there's no picture that illustrates this better than the one of perhaps the ultimate high-value target, Mark Zuckerberg. There's a picture that shows he tapes over his computer's camera.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Zuckerberg understands this as well as anybody, I think. If you don't want to get spied on, don't have a camera pointing at you. It's that simple.
Wow. So, Chris, you also experienced this firsthand, didn't you, when you were hacked?
Yeah, so I invited that. I put one of my passwords on the internet in order to prove that another kind of another way to secure your accounts, which is called two-factor authentication, is strong enough to withstand attacks on its own. And one of the first things that happened to me was because Twitter revealed my phone number in the process of that happening, somebody started texting me from my own phone number. And I hadn't realized up to that point that it's very easy to spoof somebody's phone numbers. And he turned out to be an ex-Black Hat hacker who walked me through my own sort of personal security inventory. And the thing that I learned from that is if you are working with somebody knowledgeable, it's not hard to make yourself harder to hack than 99.5% of people on Earth. So that is a first step that everyone who has the resources should take.
Right. And you're saying that for most, the average Joes out there, for most of us, we may not have to worry about this. But if you are a VIP in any of these industries, it's not enough to just say, hey, we've got a cybersecurity team on it. You need to be doing more than that, right?
Yeah. The old model was you bring in cybersecurity teams and they are going to protect your organization or your corporate network or whatever. That doesn't work anymore. You have to protect the individual. So all the security professionals I talked about the importance of, identifying high-value targets and who's on them and protecting that individual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if they want you, as you said, Christopher, if they want you badly enough and they're patient enough, there are more ways than ever for them to get to you.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
All right. Thank you so much, Christopher Mims, for that.
Thank you.